Welcome to a new video tutorial. Today you will see how to replace your battery on your Samsung Galaxy A41 smartphone. If you need any parts or tools, I have posted the links in the video description. Feel free to buy from them. Thank you and don't forget to subscribe. At first we will need to heat up the back cover, so I'm using a heat gun here, and around 180 to 200 degrees, maybe for 1 or 2 minutes, at a safe distance. Keep in mind the back cover is made by plastic, so don't use too much heat, otherwise you can bend the plastic. Okay, so now we need to open the back cover. For that we use a suction cup to make a gap between the back cover and the middle frame. Once you have made a small gap between, try to put your fingernail inside or a plastic tool. You just need a small gap. As you see, it's working perfectly. Once you have your fingernail inside, you can try to pull up this little back plastic, the back cover, and you just pull it back until you open it, as you see now. Here the best way to work is to work slowly. You just gently pull up the back cover. You will see that the adhesive tape will stay on the back cover. It's actually the best way that it stays on the back cover, then you don't need to use a new one. This phone anyway isn't waterproof, so it won't be waterproof after the repair as well. Now you see that we are almost done. So now it's kind of a little bit tricky part here. We want to leave all the adhesive tape on it, so I'm using here the help with a little screwdriver just to detach the adhesive from the middle frame and stick it back to the back cover. And I will use now here a pry tool to cut just a little bit. Here you have to be really carefully because very close to it there is a flex cable, so don't cut the flex cable here, as you see, otherwise you will need to buy a new one. So here I just use a plastic card here, a plastic something, just to cut the edges a little bit. And now there we go, the back cover is detached. Okay, now we need to unscrew all the screws here. Okay, so now we will need also to eject the SIM card tray here. And now we are going to remove the middle frame here. The best is to start here at the opening where was the SIM card tray. You slowly just open and make a gap here, and then you can help yourself with a plastic pry tool. Just work carefully, don't damage any button or something like else. You just go around and you have to hear the clicking everywhere and just detach the cover everywhere. Okay, now let's disconnect the battery first, and then let's also detach and disconnect this bottom flex cable here on the top. Let's disconnect the LCD screen flex and the bottom flex cable number 1. This is connected here and glued onto the frame, so just be careful here, don't break it. The best way is just that you heat it up maybe a little bit, don't use too much heat, maybe 100 to 120 degrees for 20 or 30 seconds. and then go under the connector here. Just carefully. There is a metal plate underneath, and you have to go under this one, under the metal plate, as you see. Don't damage the connector, otherwise you will have to buy a new flex cable. There you go, we are almost done. Great. Okay, now we are going to remove the battery here. For this you will need a little bit of alcohol. So I'm using here a card, as you see, which is a perfect size, and I'm pouring in a little bit of alcohol. This needs to go under the battery, as there is some adhesive, and it needs to loosen the adhesive. So for this step you will need probably from 2 to 5 minutes. You have to pour this, take this alcohol under the battery to every corner and everywhere underneath. And you need just to wait for the glue to start working. My bad, not the glue, I mean the alcohol. It needs to soften the glue so you can easily remove the battery here. So just turn around the battery, the phone everywhere, a little bit from the left to the right, from the bottom to the top. Just move it around so the alcohol can come in every corner and on all places under the battery. Okay, I'm searching here the help with a small pry tool, but you need to be really carefully, don't damage the battery. The battery is very fragile, it can explode, it can burn, you can make a hole inside, so it will be defected afterwards. So you need to take the battery really carefully out. Work slowly, better you work 2 minutes more, and you get the job done perfectly. Okay, as you see, we have the battery out. So the alcohol did a good job. You have to be careful here also. Don't break any flex cable there. This is actually just the flex cable from the screen. Okay, let's clean here the leftovers from the old adhesive. You need to clean everything because the new battery won't stick that good if you don't clean it. I'm using here also the help of some tweezers with which I removed the leftovers. And of course I use some alcohol. Okay, let's remove the old battery and we take a new one. Be sure your new battery has a double-sided adhesive tape underneath. If not, you just can use a strong adhesive, put on the battery and then stick it in. Gently press in every corner so the battery will fit perfectly inside the frame. Now we just reconnect the flex cable for the screen and for the down motherboard, for the lower motherboard. Connect both flex cables here and stick also the flex cable from the screen. Now we can connect the battery here. We put back the antenna back in place. Then you can take your middle frame See, should be clean. And then you just gently press in every corner. It has to do the click, and you have to take care that you don't in any way damage the antenna cable or something, so better look twice than none. Just in case, I just push the power button to see if it's working. If not, then connect first the charging cable to see if the battery is charging. And now you have to put all the screws back in place. So, happy screwing! Okay, I'm just cleaning here a little bit with a air pump here, just to remove all the dust. And now I take the back cover and I will just make all the adhesive even. It's almost perfect everywhere, so I'm just reusing the old adhesive. If yours is not good, you can take a new one or just take some T7000 glue, whichever is better for you. Just cutting here a little bit. It has to be even, so for better sticking. Air dusting, and then you can put it back in place. But first, I will just make some spots with this T9000 glue, just to be sure that the back cover will stay in place. So one spot here, hoppala, and then one spot here. Basically, in every corner one spot. And the last one. Now I'm going to reheat here the old adhesive a little bit. When it's warm and soft, it's better for sticking it back to the frame. Okay, now let's go put it back in place. Be sure it's proper inserted, and then gently go and press with your finger everywhere. Maybe not gently, you can press really strong, because it's made from plastic and you don't need to care that it will break. Then you put back the SIM card tray, and that's it. Thanks for watching, please comment and like the video, and donations are appreciated. You find the donation link in my about page and in the video description. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.